Hello and welcome to Sharon Local History. Welcome to Sharon, Massachusetts. In this video, I will include about 10 images which are old postcards of Sharon from about 1900s to 1950s. There is no order. These were published in the Sharon Advocate. So this is part 9. You can see the previous videos on this channel. So the first photograph is Post Office Square in the early 1900s. This photograph was taken from kind of standing in front of the Unitarian Church and looking down Pond Street. Imagine Pond Street is in the middle of the picture. The building on the left is C.F. Bryan's store, and the building on the right side is Petty's Company. The building on the left is now a Bank of America. The building on the right side is a Sharon Market and or future restaurant, hopefully coming soon. The sign that is nailed on the tree on the left side point a direction, and they also give a mileage to Canton and Foxborough. There's also the strangely shaped box in the middle that is actually a weighing scale. On the left side of it, there is an itching post for horses, and next to it is a watering trough with a gas light on it, which we have replica of it now in front of the town of Sharon Town Hall. The roads were dirt roads 120 years ago, and in the summer when they get super dusty, they did actually spray a kind of coating of oil to make sure the dust is not blowing around. This next picture is Sharon Heights Railroad Station, which is long gone. It was located on the Garden Street, and if you look at the map or if you drive on Garden Street, you can see that it's split in the middle by the train tracks. So there was actually a train station. It was one of 3 train stations Sharon had about 100 years ago. The main one that is on the bottom of Depot Street, then this one at Sharon Heights, and the third one was on the Knollwood Cemetery. Many people actually traveled from Boston to Heights Station to party at Burkhart's Grove. I made a video of this a while ago, it's on the channel, which was a great party place. So it was Sunday picnics. And the Burkhart's was a brewery that basically owned that grove as well as Ice House, and eventually they used this train station for loading ice and bringing it to Boston. The train station was also used by Dr. Clark, who created or invented a bunch of different medicines such as Clark's Sherry Bitters. And he loaded them up on a train to bring them to Boston. The station was also a railroad freight yard. In the area, there were miles of side tracks and 14 switches along with the station, freight house, platform, signal tower, and railroad sheds with scales. We have additional pictures that I will sneak in another video. Because of the lack of traffic, however, the station was torn down in 1936. And that is actually the date when the new overpass at the Depot Street was built, 1936. So this is still at the Sharon Heights Railroad Station. It is an old locomotive of the New York, New Haven, and Hartford Railroad. It is shown right here, passing through Sharon at the Sharon Heights. You can see the crossing at the Garden Street on the left side. By the way, this says that it's in 1946. It means 10 years after the station was demolished, so there were just gates. After knocking down the train station building, they did actually build pedestrian underpass that was constructed right under the tracks to make it a little bit safer. Eventually it was closed and it's not longer there. So this is our main beach at Lake Massapequa. It is called Memorial Park Beach. And imagine you have the Rotary behind you. So you're standing in front of Flume House, basically looking at the beach. As you can see, there is a road, so that was the original beach street. And then in the 1930s, 40s, the town actually took the beach by eminent domain. Unfortunately, those houses that you can see on the right side, that was Scotty's refreshment stand. They also rented the boats at the lake. So, as I was saying, the beach was taken by eminent domain by the town of Sharon, and they moved the beach street to the current location and made the beach, I would say, nicer and more people friendly, and put up all sorts of amenities. And we like the beach very much. So this is property on the corner of Massachusetts Avenue and Capen Hill Road. The building is long gone. It was actually called Singer's Inn. It was a very popular place. It was one of those um, places that were popular during resort era, which was late 1800s to about 1940s. Unfortunately, this inn was destroyed by a fire in 1935. It eventually became Hillcrest Lodge. That's kind of retreat center, and it is operated by Salvation Army. So this is actually the beach side of the Singer's Inn. The photograph or postcard rather is marked 1927, and this is basically the location where the Salvation Army Camp beach is right now. So this property is not far from the corner of Massachusetts Avenue and Capen Hill. It is on what is now called Dubinsky Road, and rightfully so after the owner of this property, which was called the Sunset Lodge. So there was a hotel before that burned down, then the original Sunset Lodge that was overlooking Lake Massapequa, and was constructed in 1920s and was operated and owned by Mr. Louis Dubinsky. Eventually, there was fire in December at New Year's Eve, 1931, and it was rebuilt into a much larger hotel. In 1955, it was sold and it became San Francis Retreat Lodge. And then in 1968, town of Sharon purchased the property and it became Sharon Community Center. About I think 2010, it received massive renovation, and we know it now as our community center. And if you travel from the community center on Massapequa Avenue towards the center of town, about midway through on the right side, there was this beautiful hotel. It was called Carving Hotel, eventually Gorman Hotel. And unfortunately, it's gone, and there are two different properties now, two houses. On the back of the postcard, it says that the hotel has large airy rooms with baths and showers, lounging and reception rooms, main dining room accommodating more than 200 persons, banquet rooms for private parties. Carving Hotel later became Corman's Inn, and it was operated by Corman family in Sharon. And it was also known as Green Manor, a very popular function facility also owned by Sharon residents. So that's where the name Manor Lane comes from. That's where the property was. By the way, I was told it was one of the few hotels that actually served kosher food, and it was very popular with Jewish visitors. The one interesting fact is that in the hallway of the hotel there was a mosaic with on the floor with a large C. So Carvin family owned it, and eventually Corman family, but Cormans kept the C because that's the first letter of their last name. And this is the last picture in this video. This is actually the Sharon Fish and Game Club skeet field in late 1930s. The club is located in Brannays Way. Brannays was Mr. Brannays' was very involved with the club. It's off E Street, right where that little pond is. And it has been very active club since 1900s, so it's celebrating over 120 years now. Um, over the years, it provided more organized settings for pistols, rifles, skeet shooting, as well as trout fishing. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for watching Sharon Local History.